get comfortable how you want, and then I'll adjust the mic for you. We're live, I believe. Can you talk, please? Testing.
Hey, testing. Mayday 10-4. Is it working?
It's working.
Yeah.
We look in frame, Sierra, over there?
You guys are in frame.
Okay, amazing. You have a drink. We should have got champagne.
Do we have any in there?
No, we have tequila.
Let's go get a drink. Don't you think so?
You want you guys to break into tequila?
Yeah, can you?
Not the whole bottle. Let's just get some ice and soda water.
I don't know if we have soda water.
Yeah, we
We-
do.
we
We have
just
bubble.
have
We
we
have
have, like,
bubblies.
bubbly.
What's this?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is fucking dumb right here.
Let's do a little drink.
I mean, come on.
I'll bring that.
Come on.
It is hot in here, though, but it'll
You're
be
the
fine.
sun. You didn't get yourself one?
Wow. Amazing.
Sierra.
Wait, this looks like a good drink.
I got myself a spin drip.
You've been styling this week too.
I know, I like your fit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you've been styling. You know, I'm like a clothes guy. Like
Thank you so much.
I always like try to tell like I love that outfit. I try like please don't ever take it as creepy. Like okay, like,
We
try to like really not.
No,
be like
it's a
that.
nice compliment.
I got a spray tan, so I've been wanting to dress a little
Oh my
nicer.
It does change everything.
Wait,
All
wait.
right, Roger, welcome to Home with Friends.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We're offsite today. We are at the one and only Loan Pronto
HQ.
HQ. Roger, you are CEO, founder, president, owner
Yeah.
of Loan Pronto. Which title do you prefer?
Depends who I'm talking to.
Okay.
If I need to like use some force and get something done, CEO sounds good.
Okay.
But for my average clients, I just say I'm the owner. Like if I'm talking to one of your clients and
Okay.
there's a problem, like CEO comes off a little too strong.
'Cause
So I
you're-
usually say I'm the owner of the company.
Your email signature says founder and president.
Yeah, I use all of them.
I know. That's why.
Also, because I still originate loans, I feel like CEO is the wrong word to use for my clients to see. So you really always use CEO when I'm trying to like do something that needs some strength behind it, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like to be called that very much.
Okay.
It's a little too corporate.
So
for
we're
me.
going owner.
Let's do owner.
We're gonna go
I
with
think
owner.
owner's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
October, so basically in a month, is Loan Pronto's 8-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Congratulations. But do you consider that a long time, or does that feel like the company's still in like the infancy stages?
So I feel like companies have the same trajectory as a human, right? So when we first started together, we were like babies, like newborns.
Yeah.
And then probably through like 19, 20, and 21, I think it was kind of our toddler stage.
Yep.
And
That's fair.
now I feel like we're probably entering our teens, you know, getting close to like
Yeah.
young adulthood. and you certainly know, like,
a good
you can see the
comparison.
maturity level of the company has evolved over time. Like the things
Yeah.
that we do today, rewind. The things that we used to do back in 2019 or 20, you know, we don't do anymore.
Right.
It's just as, you know, people grow up,
Yep.
companies grow up. So I feel like we're still young, but I think that 8 years flies too.
Yeah, that's a good
You've
comparison.
been here for 7.
I know. That's what I was going to get into. So for people that don't know, October is actually my 7-year anniversary. So I've been here pretty
Yeah.
much from the beginning. I've told the story on the podcast before about how I started here, but I'd love it from your perspective.
Now I love this story. When I was starting the company, I had listened to this podcast once called How to Start a Startup. And Brian Chesky from Airbnb said something that I always remember. I use it this day. I tell people all the time. He said the first 4 or 5 people are going to be the DNA of your company, and the stories you tell, the things you create, the processes that happen over time, the nostalgia that happens has a lot to do with those first people that you own. So when I started the company,
facts.
I was very, very, very thoughtful about who I hired, and it had nothing. It really hit. I didn't want anybody with mortgage experience, and so I just tried to find people I really liked. And you were a referral to me. I was doing your loan for you.
Yes.
You were just a slightly high maintenance client.
I was gonna make sure you specified that.
To be clear, but I really liked your energy. I liked how you spoke. I liked how you wrote emails, and I could just tell that I liked you. So I sent you a text. I think it was your old phone number, so I don't have it any longer. And it basically said, hey, if you ever leave your current company, please call me. I just have a feeling you do really great in this industry. And then that was probably, when did you buy that?
That was 2017. It was December 2017.
Yes, it was very end of the year. And then, as fate would have it, Ben started.
Yep.
You knew Ben.
Shout out Syracuse.
Syracuse connection, and then you reached out to me, and
Yeah.
It was
Almost a year later, but what was interesting is when I reached out, I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. You told me to reach out. Are you hiring? And you technically told me you weren't really hiring.
I wasn't, but I've hired multiple people here when I wasn't hiring because I have a good sense of when somebody can be an important person in the company. So when I met you, I just always knew if you ever called me, I was going to hire you. And I never thought you would,
Wow.
but you did. And,
Best decision I ever made.
I just had to make a spot for you, and
Yeah.
I guess it worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, it was funny because you were like, I've hired 2 people already, which at that time, you were only 3 employees in. You're literally a startup.
Me, Jay, Lindsay.
Ben, and Grayson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, not really, but...
But I also knew you'd be good at sales.
Yeah, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
People that aren't in the industry do not realize that a loan officer position is a sales position. People don't know that.
I think it's the purest form of sales that exists.
Yeah, we'll talk
One
about
of
that. There's so much to discuss. I want to talk all about the last 7 to 8 years. We're going to go back. I want to go back to childhood, okay? So you were born and raised in the great state of Ohio.
Yep.
What city?
It's not a city. I grew up, it's outside of Cincinnati. It's a very, very, very small town, population maybe 2,000.
Oh.
It's in the country.
That's where you get the desire to go back to the country with your
Yes.
kids.
My heart is always in the country, but I live in the city.
Okay.
And I say Cincinnati because if I told you where Bethel, Tate, Ohio, I lived in Bethel, Tate, Ohio, you would just not know where the hell it was. So
Okay.
I kind of lie and say Cincinnati.
Okay, we'll go with the lie.
Yeah.
So what kind of kid and teenager were you?
Oh my goodness, that's a really interesting question. I was very outgoing,
Okay.
confident, a little bit of a problem child. I definitely,
Like troublemaker? Were you a rule follower?
I am to this day not a very good rule follower. My wife hates it. I really struggle with authority, and I always did.
Okay.
But I was a good, really nice, empathetic kid, but I just struggled with like authority.
Most people that struggle with authority end up in positions of power because then now you don't have anyone to answer to. People are answering to you.
Yeah, that's
so
why
I think it's a double-edged sword.
That's why I started my company.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but
Exactly.
But I was just a normal kid. Normal. No.
Yeah.
We grew up. We didn't really have much money, but you don't really notice when you're at that age. But
Yeah.
I certainly always had like a pretty big drive to do something, and I always wanted to get out of Ohio.
That's
Or at
kind of
least
what I was
a small town I grew up in.
alluding
for
to.
sure.
Like, were you always self-motivated? Was work ethic something that was always preached to you?
It wasn't, but I always had it. I really learned it. So when I was in high school, I started working with our employee Tara. Her dad worked at a plumbing company, and I worked there a few summers, and it was grueling, hard manual labor.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about work ethic there. Because you could not work. Like you had a job to do. I would always tell people like you should always have a manual labor job sometime in your life.
Yeah.
Because you really learn how to work hard, but you also probably learn that you probably don't want to do that either.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they say, like, everyone should always be a waitress or a hostess or something.
Waitress, retail sales, manual labor.
Never did any of those. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sip of this.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. What is it?
It's tequila and then the raspberry lime spindrift.
It's actually great.
I know.
I couldn't get the tequila bottle cap.
Yeah, it's hard
I
to
took a
get
video for you for B-roll in case you want.
Thank you. I actually do.
out. Yeah.
Okay, so you were always self-motivated. So then now you go to college in Ohio.
Ohio University.
Ohio University. Were you a frat bro?
Yes and no. Yeah. Well, I was in a frat, but
But you weren't a frat bro.
I don't think so. Like, I live with a bunch of guys that weren't in my fraternity. I was maybe like a little bit of both. Like, I was not a frat bro. I don't
Okay.
think I was.
Okay, we'll ask your college friends.
They might say something.
What was your college experience like? Did you work during college?
I worked summers and winter break. So our winter break was like 6 weeks long there. Mm-hmm. And so during summers, I worked at H.H. Gregg selling TVs for 100% commission. And during winter break, I sold TVs for 100% commission as well.
Okay, so you were always kind of grinding.
That's where I really learned how much I like to sell. And then I could make a lot of money at a young age doing that. So I also learned that if you're really good at something, you learn the product, and the stuff I still use to this day. And if you really work hard, you can make good money. So for me, like, I was always going to do sales. So I went into marketing because marketing is the closest thing to sales. And I learned a lot from that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So as a business owner, you kind of already said this, you said before, you don't really care that much about someone having a college degree or experience. Why do you feel that way? What matters most to you in hiring?
So I used to be very strict on bachelor's degrees.
Really?
When I was younger, because that was just the paradigm that we lived in. I think that's probably shifting. But like when I'm hiring somebody for the company, and you know this, like the first thing I try to figure out is
vibes.
Do I like you? Right? Like I think I've probably told you, like I call it the airport bar test. Like, right? Like if you and I got stuck at an airport one day and we had to spend the entire day there, would we jive? Right? Look, would we get along? Could we laugh? Could we talk? Could we tell good stories? So really it's all about like, will somebody fit into the fabric of the company? Because we've done a good job of that over time, right? Like, like there's certainly people I've interviewed over the years. I'm like, you're probably good at this role, but I don't think you're going to fit in very well. Yeah. So like that's the first thing. I also just look for like passionate people that love to really work their asses off, that aren't afraid to. I like people that are incredibly resourceful. Like that to me is a very underrated talent. Like if I give you a job, are you going to figure it out? I just look for people with like entrepreneurial spirit, that that are going to come to me with ideas versus me coming with all the ideas. So if you can, and that's really, are you a hard worker? Are you going to figure things out yourself? Are you going to fit within the fabric of the team? And are you just a team player in general? I think we've done a good job here of like, people are all kind of rowing in the same direction at all times. Like most of them are missionaries versus mercenaries, which I say a lot. And that's really what I look for. If you have a mortgage background, that's great. If you don't, that's also great.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you care about a college degree?
Right now?
Right now.
0.
Wow, wasn't even on my scale.
I used to, but I don't. I've become cynical of the whole college thing.
I kind of thought you were going to say like 2, but
I don't anymore. If you have all those traits, like if somebody like our new employee Nick, like love him, hard ass worker, no college education, I respect the hell out of that.
Oh, and he's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to work your ass off? Because that's what we care about.
Fair enough. Okay, so then you graduate, and what brought you to Charlotte?
So I've told the story a million times too. I was not really part of like the big interviewing, hiring thing senior year. I was really just having a blast, like to the furthest.
He was a frat bro.
OU is a party school, and like I had a lot of fun there. So really, I didn't have like a great resume prepared. I hadn't done a lot of the preparation work. My GPA was not astounding. I graduated with like a 2.99. It would have been lower, but after senior year, I studied abroad and got like basically like 4.0 across the board. But when I was
and that brought you up to 2.9.
Yeah. So when I was interviewing, I probably had like a 2.7-ish, and so I wasn't like wildly
academic.
No, I was not. I'm smart, but like I just didn't put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like a sought after candidate, for all these jobs. So I took the one job I interviewed for up in Chicago because it was a sales job, and they said you can make like $50,000 in year one. I was like, holy shit, that felt like a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm a frat bro because my fraternity brothers, a few of my fraternity brothers had moved to Charlotte. They work at Wyndham Capital, and I started hearing rumblings that they were making good money, right? And then I found out my buddy Nelson, who I love, I'm still friends with to this day, had a Porsche.
Yeah, I remember you always talking about the Porsche.
And that was when Boiler Room had just come out with Ben Affleck and Vin Diesel, and I was like, Nelson's got a fucking Porsche? Can I cuss on here?
Yes, please.
I was like, got a fucking Porsche? What? And I found they lived in this like really nice apartment over like a mile from us right now. And then one day I was walking down the street, and my buddy Matt, who lived on the other side of the duplex, was sitting at his the couch, and he walked by. He's like, "Hey, Nate," who I still know Nate. He lives in Charlotte. Nate says, "Send him your resume." I was like, "Okay." So I sent him my resume, and that was back then, like in the Wild West. Like they were just looking to put bodies in seats. You didn't have to get licensed back then. Like you basically sit down and start selling fucking mortgages, like with no knowledge. And so I sent the resume. Pete Mullen called me like a couple days later and said, "Could you come down and interview?" I was like, "Yeah." So I drove down, and the night before the interview, We all went out. Some guy named Thomas drove me to a restaurant in a Viper. I was like, oh my God.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah, and I was so hungover my interview, I had to take off my jacket because I was like, man, I'm in rough shape here. And I mean, they would have hired me no matter what.
Yeah.
And so I just told my company in Chicago, CDW, that I was not going to be working there. And I came back from school and I drove down here on July 28th of 2003. And
Wow.
sitting at my desk on July 29th, and that's how I got into mortgages.
Wow. You remember those days?
Knew nothing about it, you know. Like now, like when you started with us, right? You got to go through licensing and all this shit.
Yeah.
Back then, like they just had me a stack of lending tree leads and said start calling them. I was like, I just found out mortgage has 2 G's in it. Like I don't even know. So I trained myself on Google. Right? I said, what's the difference between a fixed rate and ARM? I just started calling people and just having conversations, and like
You literally got thrown into the fire.
Literally got 0 training at all, not 1 ounce.
I mean, it probably made you way better. So
I would maybe, yeah. I mean, I had to learn everything on my own, which I'm fine with that. But.
Yeah. Okay, so you were a loan officer for 4 years, 2003 to 2007.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's back up. So, how long were you in Chicago for? Was that just a quick stint?
I didn't go at all.
Oh, you just never went.
Yeah.
I thought you said you took the first job you got
took
offered.
It, and I was going to start in the summer.
Oh, but then you just never even started it.
That's right.
Got it. Okay. So then now, what's your financial picture coming out of college? Are you dead broke? Were you a saver? Financially, where were you at when you moved here?
I had $127.
Wow.
I was dead broke.
Dead broke.
I had a book bag of clothes. I had
Where'd
nothing.
you stay?
On
With a
my buddy's couch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For how long?
A month, maybe, until I got my first paycheck.
And then you went and got an apartment?
Yeah, then I bought a bed. So I had a bed, and I think I wore the same pair of pants for 3 months straight.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't want to ask my mom for any money. Like, I'm a very prideful guy.
Yeah.
And I think finally my sister bought me a couple pair of pants.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow. Yeah. So my first paycheck, like, I really needed that because I was moving. I did not have a bed.
Yeah.
So we moved into an apartment. I was sleeping on my buddy's couch.
Oh my God.
And then finally I was able to buy a bed. Then I was able to buy a TV.
Where was your first apartment? Right around here?
Over off of Tybola, near the golf course.
Got it. Was it just like a cheap one you could find?
Yeah.
You don't remember, yeah.
$450 per piece per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have a roommate?
Yeah. I could afford it on my own.
Right. Okay.
I was broke.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you become an LO. You're a loan officer for 4 years, and you I assume, pretty quickly become successful, right?
Yeah, I was doing really well. For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, once you get in the apartment, you get the car, or I'm sorry, not the car, you get the couch, you get the TV, then did you start balling out? Like, did you start buying flashy things? Were you irresponsible with your money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like growing up, like my parents weren't financially savvy. I didn't really know much about credit or income or savings. And, you know, when you're 23 and you're making really, really good money, and you don't know how to save it, you spend it. So I had a really good, like, if you went to the bar with me in my early 20s, like I was paying the tab.
Yeah,
Every time.
You're a fun guy. You're a good guy to go out with.
I still am. But
okay, well, that shift for you somewhere because you were only a year in, and then you bought your first home.
Yeah, year and a half maybe. Yeah.
Which is not a long time to go from $127 to buying your first home. Something in there shifted. What shifted?
Well, everything was cheaper back then. Like I bought my first townhouse for like $180,000.
What'd you put down?
You didn't have to put any money down back then.
Oh.
It was 0 down.
Even for like the regular non-veteran?
Didn't matter. Back then, that was a subprime problem. Like anybody could get a loan with no money down. So like an 80-20, a first mortgage, a second mortgage, no money down, a couple $1,000s for closing costs, and I was able to buy a house. Well, it was a townhouse in near Airsley in South Charlotte.
Okay. All right. So even when you bought your first home, then you weren't necessarily in like a great financial situation.
I wasn't broke, but I wasn't like I could not have put 20% down.
When did you start to budget? When did you start to say like, all right, I need to stop spending like this. I need to.
When I started my first company.
Okay, which is in 2007.
Yeah.
So you start your first company, neighborhood lender.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, you've always been self-motivated, you were ready to do that, but what actually triggered you to leave and start the company?
So, remember the authority thing we talked about?
Yep, I do.
So I had left my first company after a year. I was doing very, very well there, but the owner kept fucking with my commission, and I do not do well with that. And so I left, and I joined another small company, and I was pretty much generating the vast majority of the revenue there. I was doing really well, and I just remember one day I looked upstairs at the three owners, and I thought, I know I'm at least as smart as all of you guys, and I don't want to work for anybody anymore. And I made the decision to start my own company, and I convinced my best friend at the time to leave his company and start a company with me.
Yep. So did you guys go in 50-50 with your own money? Did you get investors? How did you support that financially?
I've never had an investor for anything I've ever done, and I probably never will. But we were really young and naive, and probably thought we were smarter about starting a business than what we really were.
Was it almost like ignorance is bliss, though?
It's exactly what it is. You have to be dumb enough and smart enough to start a company.
Yeah.
You have to be dumb enough.
You have to be delusional.
Yeah, probably that.
To a certain degree.
Yeah. But you also have to have some conviction in yourself, right? So there's some combination of things that exist there. But I always really knew that I just didn't want to work for anybody for the rest of my life, and in that I was generating revenue, and I knew I was good at what I could do. I knew nothing about business. If 26-year-old Roger came in here and managed this company, you would not be here today. Sierra would not be here either. I mean, I don't know if it exists.
Right.
But you learn over time.
Yeah.
And so we started it with very, very little money. It didn't start a lot of money. It didn't cost a lot of money to get started up. I already had some book of business, so we were able to generate revenue kind of quickly. But unfortunately, the economy crashed.
Yes. Right.
Completely.
We're going to talk about that because you started the company in 2007. Everything crashed in 2008. Obviously not a great time to start the company. Were you guys in an office space, or were you doing this from home?
Office.
It was an office space. So you at least did that. Okay. Because you guys could have just done it from home. Do you remember, you're saying not a lot of money, do you remember how much money it took to start it up?
It's probably so we didn't have a website. Back then we just bought leads, and we didn't need a website at all. Maybe 15,000. 10
Total?
or 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't much at all.
That's not bad. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
2008 happens. Do you remember the day that everything crashed?
Yeah.
Bring us back to that day.
Basically the month I started my company. Because Wachovia failed in September, and then Bear Stearns the next April, and then Lehman in September. But yeah, I remember vividly. It was oh shit. We have a problem. Because also the rates were super high. Nobody had any equity in their houses. Everybody was foreclosing. Lenders didn't want to lend money anymore, and it was slightly terrifying. Not gonna lie, it was.
No, of course. I mean,
it was a long year.
But the thing is, you not only survived it, but that company's still around to this day. So you didn't survive, you thrived. How?
It just turned, what's the date today? It just turned 18 a week ago.
Wow, happy birthday, neighborhood lender. How to impact your business? How did you get through that?
So what we did every single month is we figured out what our fixed expenses were, and that's what we paid ourselves. That's it. So I was paying myself $3,000.
Was it just you two at this point in time still?
Yeah, we had it hired. For the most part, for that first year or two, it was just us. Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you have to fire anybody?
No, we didn't really. We hadn't hired a lot of people. I think we hired one or two guys early on that were there, but we weren't really making any money at all. I mean, there was a deal here or a deal there, but it wasn't anything of any major consequence. It sucked.
How were you funding your life?
Just closing a couple loans a month,
Did your lifestyle change? Were you still going out? How did it?
I think I had some credit card debt back then. Okay. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I had some credit card debt.
Okay.
I was definitely using credit cards.
I mean, it makes sense.
I had to.
Yeah.
Because I was still young enough. I wanted to have fun and enjoy myself, and I had saved up some money for my previous job, but it was very, very tight. Mm-hmm. Very tight. I had one time had to I got credit card debt. I don't love credit card debt, but it was a necessary evil in the moment for sure.
So because I wasn't, around in 2008, I was just being born. I can only really think that it would be comparable to like COVID, right? So obviously completely opposite.
Yeah.
2008 was devastating. COVID was phenomenal. But would you say that it was comparable in the sense of like how significant it was?
Like the financial crisis itself?
Yes. Like was it as big of a impact as COVID was? Or was it worse?
It was...
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say. A little bit of both. Because COVID, some people lost their jobs. Back then, millions of people lost their jobs. And nobody had any equity. I would say that was probably harder on society for a longer period of time. But they were both humongous events. Like events that we will talk about like 2 or 3 generations from now. These were big, big, big deals.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID was better because we made a lot of money during COVID. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So
like that's what I'm saying. It's the opposite.
Like loan officers were like,
But-
like COVID was great. I hate to say it, but financially,
I like COVID.
it was great. We all made a lot of money, right? But they're so similar. Like it's changed our society for a long time.
And you went through both of them.
I did with companies.
It's probably made you like numb to the ups and downs?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. What's the biggest?
Very resilient.
Do you remember like at that time, or maybe it's even now? I don't think it would be now. But what was your biggest financial loss you ever took? Do you remember that?
Yeah, here.
Oh, really?
Some month in July, I think in July of 23, we lost 400,000.
Wow.
That was a big one.
That hurts, huh? That hurts.
We lost $1.5 million that year.
I mean, I don't remember. Like,
You don't. It wasn't your money.
You're right, exactly. Like, I don't have those numbers, but I know you have those numbers.
One year, everybody in my entire company made more than me that year.
Really?
Yeah, I made negative $1.4 million. Nobody lost that much money. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have that money to lose either, so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all relative.
That was tough. Yeah.
Okay. So in between Neighborhood Lender and Loan Pronto, you opened up another company. You had a quick stint there. You opened up a recruiting company.
Yep.
Why? Were you sick of mortgages? Like, where did that come from?
I didn't know if I was sick of mortgages. I had done it for 10 years, and at that point in time, I had done pretty well. It made a lot of money. Not a ton, but I was like financially secure. And I just didn't know if I wanted to do mortgages for the rest of my life. And so a really good friend of mine, who's still a great friend of mine today, presented me with this concept. We can start this company. And I thought it was a great idea. I was like, I can maybe see if I'm good at something else. You know what I mean? And so I still owned my other company during that 3-year stint. It was 14 to 17. And I very, very quickly realized that I did not like that industry. But I'm not a quitter, and so I really wanted to kind of give it my all and try to recreate myself, maybe see if I could grow that business with him. And it was just something I truly didn't enjoy. I was also like waking up at 4:30 every morning and running my mortgage business. And then I was working on some during the day. Then I was coming in at night, spending 4 hours on it. So I was almost working 2 full-time jobs.
You also had a family at that?
I had 1 kid then.
Yeah, and you had a kid. Like, that's a lot.
I was working myself to the absolute ground.
Got it.
For sure, yeah.
So then you have a really kind of pivotal meeting with a life coach. Okay?
Yeah.
And you went into, I always say this, like to even like schedule the appointment, obviously you already have like the knowing that you're ready to leave, but what did she say or do that triggered you to just go ahead and quit? And
yeah, so I was she was great. I still know her today, and 2 things happened. I actually posted this on Instagram the other day. I watched this documentary called The Defiant Ones, Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre. And it's like really, really inspired me. Like, I'm not doing the right thing right now. And I was like, I love working. Like, when I don't have the Sunday scaries. Like, I don't mind coming to work on Mondays.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I mean, don't say that.
Oh, I know. I love my job.
No,
I do. But when the weekend's over, I'm like, oh.
I get you. But there's something like, you're not necessarily like excited the weekend's over, but I was like depressed to go to work. I knew I had to make a change, and I didn't think the company was going to do this.
There's a difference.
I cared about that company, and I cared about my business partner. He's still my best friend today, and I just needed somebody to talk to that didn't really know me. And I saw a Charlotte Agenda article about Sarah. You met Sarah?
No, I never met her, but I did a loan for her.
Yeah, Sarah. Okay, so
Yeah.
she was great, and we met at Sunflower Bakery over on 7th, and we did like an initial consultation. It was our first meeting, and we were talking, and I was telling her like, I need to get out of this situation. Like, I need to start my own company. I don't want a business partner. I don't want to do recruiting. I don't want to go back to my other mortgage company because I would have a business partner. And I love the guy. Like, we're still friends today, but I had a vision for my own path. Like, because I don't want to play well with others when it comes to owning. And she listened to me, and she looked at me, and she said, when are you going to quit? And I said, I don't even know, like 30 days? She's like, what, 30 days? She's like, well, if you had like a really bad toothache, would you wait a month? I was like, no. She's like, well, you're going to quit tomorrow. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. This is probably August 14th, I bet, of 17. And I went to work today. I was so nervous because like, I just don't like letting people down. And I was going to have to call 2 of my best friends and say, I'm leaving this company. We need to figure out what that's going to look like. And so this is a true story. After lunch, I got a bottle of Chardonnay or something.
Chardonnay was your
I don't know what
go-to?
it was. It was whatever was in the fridge at that point in time, and I literally like basically chugged the entire bottle. Like my nerves were at like peak nervousness, and I don't really get that way very often. And it got to the very end of business, and our employees had left, and I said, Reed, he's my good buddy. Hope I see this. I said, we need to talk. And he came in, and he knew. I think he probably knew I wasn't super happy, and I was like, just let you know, I'm leaving the company pretty soon, and I just think it will be better without me. I'm extremely unhappy. I have a different vision. And he was like, okay. And he was really kind about it. And we separated on really great terms. I didn't ask for much, I knew he was going to run the company, and he's just better at that than I am. And so the next day I incorporated Loan
The
Simply.
next day?
Yeah, 8/16/27.
Did you already have the name in mind?
No.
So overnight you just came up with a name?
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's so Roger coded. It's not even funny.
That name just made sense to me at that point in time. Like because I wanted to, I had the vision for the vision was there what I wanted.
Right.
And the name just kind of fell into place. I just did search online, websites that are open, URLs that are open, and then I incorporated the 16th, and then I basically left a week later, and I spent 2 months building what we have today.
However, it wasn't that open because for people that don't know, when I started this company or at this company, it was Loan Simply. Okay.
Yep.
It was Loan Simply for a little bit. Let's talk through the name change drama. That was I actually went back and found the video yesterday of when we announced the name change. Do you remember that?
The party video?
Yeah, with that mural in the old office.
Yes.
That was a great video.
I bet all that green confetti stuff is still on the cracks.
And I had the green mask. That's such a great video. That was fun. But okay, so you have Loan Simply. How long were you Loan Simply before your hand was kind of forced to change it?
So I think I got the cease and desist letter in late 18, maybe early 19. It was somewhere between late.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
because I was here.
And I felt like somebody was trying to steal a kid of mine because I was very attached to the name. We had marketing and some brand equity at that point in time, but I got a cease and desist letter from a company called Loan Simple, and they were in Colorado, which we didn't even operate at that point in time, and they were trademarked. So I'd never done a trademark search.
So that's a pro tip for people opening a business.
Yes, if you start a company, go to the trademark, whatever it's called, United States government, and then you search the name. And I knew they existed, but there was like a Loan Simply, a Simple Loans, there was all kinds of it. It's kind of ubiquitous in the industry. And what I found out was that once you trademark your name, you have to wait 5 years. And once the 5 years hits, then you can start enforcing your mark, right? And their 5 years had just hit, and they had found me, and they sent me to cease and desist letter, and they wanted a huge fine. They basically were attempting to shut down our company.
But it's not the same name. I don't understand that. Is it? It could be. So when you trademark, it's a variation.
It's called similarly. That's a hard word to say. Confusing, right? So it's confusing enough to where a person can read it and get two companies confused.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I don't want to say like Loan Depot and Loan Pronto, but like even though it's a different word, like
if I had a mark on my name and somebody was Lynn Pronto, like I could probably enforce my mark.
I see.
Yeah, it's because
enforce my mark. I like that.
Enforce the mark. And so I went through I got an attorney, a trademark attorney. She was awesome, and it was expensive. Like even to get an attorney, it's
like how much?
$5.50 an hour. Like anybody worth their salt. And then what I found out was like they actually were trying to shut down my company. Yeah, the other attorney had
told the hell?
The other attorney would be like, yeah, like they were out one night and they just pretty much spun a bottle and like it landed on your company, and you're the first person they enforced. And she told me, you can fight this and I think you'll win it.
Oh.
However, it's going to cost you probably $120,000 in legal fees. You will likely win. But Roger, you're also still going to have, like, if you want to build the brand that you want to build that you're talking about, you're going to have a name that's very similar to a competitor. And so she's like, as much as a lot of attorneys may like try to get you to do this because they're going to make a lot of money off of it, I think you might want to change. And so that's when we all got together.
Yeah, whiteboard. That's what the birth of the whiteboard.
And we were going to change our name, and in hindsight, it was great, it cost me like $30,000 in legal fees and name changes.
But weren't you so scared that like you just put all this money and time into building this brand, and did you think it was going to affect business? Or
I wondered if it would, because we were on Raleigh and Charlotte at that point in time, and we didn't have as much brand equity as I thought we did.
Yeah.
And I was worried, right? And I was like, I felt personally offended. Like, you're stealing my name. Like, I built this fucking thing from scratch. Like, what, you're an asshole. I still hate those people, by the way. Fuck you.
Yes.
I think we do more business to them now, to be honest with you.
Good.
And so that was like one of our first things as a team to tackle a problem. And I always like to get my company involved and my employees. And
that was crazy.
We made the best out of it. It was not even it was like running over like a squirrel on the road. Like it was maybe a bump at most.
We truly did make the most of it. I'm sure you, what an analogy.
Have you seen the videos?
I was squirrel on the road.
Yeah, she's having a squirrel on the road.
But we made the best of it.
We made the best of it.
And that was a unique name.
Yeah, I pulled up the pictures of the whiteboard. Do you remember some of the other options we were considering?
No, I'm sure like Rapid was in there.
No, it was kind of weird. Like so we were thinking digital. So we were thinking Digi, D-I-G-I.
Yeah. I'd like to see that.
We'll find it after because it was.
They weren't good names. We had like circles and first name, last name. Then you had to check URLs. Then we had to check trademarks.
Yep.
And then the name we came up with was just I think it was the one thing everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded good.
That'll work.
Is it harder naming a company or a baby?
Oh wow. Company.
Really?
Like baby names kind of come natural sometimes. It's like Henry was Henry when he was in Audrey's belly.
Yeah.
Like that. Sometimes names can come pretty natural.
Yeah. Company
is like if you want to build a brand, you have to be really thoughtful because that's like the name of your company. And I mean, it feels like this company feels like one of my babies, regardless.
Yeah.
But definitely harder for sure.
Interesting. Okay, something I always remember about you that you've said from day one and you still say it is that you were like, first and foremost, we're a marketing company.
Yeah.
You always told me that from the beginning. And you told me this, I think this was in our interview, you were like, I do a lot of radio marketing. And I remember being like, who listens to the radio?
I don't.
So I was confused. I'm like, wait, what? So do you still consider Loan Pronto a marketing company first?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
How did you get into radio marketing specifically? Because I think you hit a gold mine with that.
I did. So when I was at my previous company, we were buying leads, and I hated it. Like I don't really like relying on other people for my own success. So we try to do everything. I wanted to figure out a way to do it in house. I just didn't know how to do it. We had built a website that was. I'd be embarrassed if you saw it right now. Honestly, it was pretty bad. And we just were buying leads, and they became more expensive, and they're very competitive. And I had I'd done a purchase for a realtor of mine, and her husband worked on the Bob and Sherry show.
Okay.
And he had mentioned to Bob that he got a loan, and Bob had just got divorced, and Bob needed a refinance. So he said I forget the guy's name, maybe Matt, and Bob called me, and I don't listen to the radio at all, and I did a loan for him. I did a great job, and he was pretty big at the time. He was syndicated, but his main show was in Charlotte. And then Bob closed. I did a great job for him, and he was on the radio, and he was just talking to Sherry, they're just bantering, and mentioned that he'd just refinanced his house because rates had dropped a lot back then. Maybe they were talking about the market. I don't really know. And people started calling him.
Wow.
The radio show was saying, where did Bob get his refinance?
It's like influencer marketing before influencers were a thing.
Yeah, this was like the late 10, early 11, I think. And he called me. He's like, you need to speak to my sales guy, David, who I still work with today.
Yeah.
Caroline's uncle.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, maybe I'll try. And we had like a shithole website. I didn't really know what I was doing. And we got in Charlotte and got on a few stations. And we were getting some calls. Mm-hmm. And they just weren't really converting that well. But I thought there was something there because I thought I could probably move the market and the needle. And I also realized that a lot of people listen to the radio, a lot more than I thought, especially like those types of shows. Mm-hmm. So I talked to my business partner. I was like, we need to spend this amount of money. It was like $50,000 or something. We need to build a new website, right?
On a website? It's a lot of money.
How much do you think our current website cost?
How much does it cost?
Probably every bit of 70. Yeah,
I thought websites were like, free to build, and then you could pay like $9.99 to build.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to build like a basic website, but if you have like an we're basically an e-commerce site, right? When you say that, so like if you're gonna be like building the front door of your,
oh my god,
of your company, like it better look good and it better perform exceptionally well. And back then,
wow.
And my business partner was a little more conservative with money than I was, but I was like, we have to do this. And so I built out. And in fact, Loan Pronto's first website was built using that same exact flow. And so we rebuilt that website, and it took like 6 months. And then we relaunched, and rates had started dropping. So now I had the website, I had rates where I wanted them, and I came up with something called the rate reduction home loan. Right? This was a free refinance if you're just dropping your rate. And we launched it here in Charlotte and here in Raleigh, and it was just like, boom, like I had figured it out. Like I had a message, I had a website, and I had the rates to my back, the wind.
Yeah.
And it just worked so exceptionally well. And then every time I added a market, the same thing duplicated itself. And I thought, that's what I want. I want people calling me, I want people going on my website. Yeah. I don't want to buy leads, and I really wanted to build a brand, which is really what it came down to. And that was the way to do it.
What were you spending on marketing then versus now each month or a year?
That's a good question. So probably back then we were probably spending 80 to 100
per month.
Yeah, and our peak here, like 21, we were up to like 600,000.
Yeah.
And now we spend about 3.2 million a year now, give or take.
Okay.
Somewhere in the low threes.
So do you think there is going to be a shift in people who listen to the radio, meaning like less people are going to listen? Or have you thought about that? Are you preparing for that?
Yeah, but I think if the shift was going to happen, it would have happened. I think people really do still love, like we're a lot of sports talk radio. Like I don't think you can replace that. Like people love to hear that sports talk in Charlotte or
like podcasts.
Yeah,
no?
But
I'm just thinking because like truly, I don't know anybody that listens to the radio. When I get in a car, friend, family, coworker, it's not the radio. It's the person's phone that they're.
I mean, I would say that I am very surprised how sustainable it's been. Do I look past that and what if radio just died? Yeah, I mean, we're always testing new stuff.
Move that in a little.
Sorry. We're always testing new stuff like digital, and there's other ways to get business, but I truly believe that people still want to hear humans talk and banter.
Yeah.
They want to hear sports talk, and they want to hear, that's why we got an XM radio, right? XM radio is considered digital for the most part, and there's ESPN, CNBC, Fox, all that stuff. I don't see a world in which we live in where people just only listen to podcast and Spotify. I think people do crave hearing humans talk and interact.
Okay.
And talk about politics and sports. If that changes, I think it probably would have.
All right, fair enough. Second to marketing is, of course, sales.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
So another title that we could put on your name is sales leader.
Yeah.
You are quite literally in the trenches with us.
Yep.
You sit literally in, we have pods, we have desks, you don't have an office, you're not separate, you're in the middle. What is your mindset behind that, and why do you have it set up that way?
I moved back to my office. So I started here in an office.
You did. So walk us through your mindset.
So I like to be around you all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I like the energy.
Yep.
I like the vibe. I feel like, you know, a really good general in an army is in the trenches.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of companies go wrong when the owner closes their door in an office. You know, they're 5 degrees of separation away from what's going on in the real world. And for me, well, not the real world, but at the company, so for me,
Yeah.
I like to be sitting next to people. I enjoy training. I enjoy mentoring. I enjoy hearing the buzz. Like, it excites me. I like to hear the phones ring. I like to be there to answer questions, give advice, give people's opinions on maybe the calls they had. And I just don't think I can do that separated from the team.
Yeah.
And I tried to move back for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And
We've had some seat shifts.
I was extremely lonely. Nobody
And
was
not even that, by the way, he's not that far.
I was like 10 feet.
He's still literally 10
But
feet away from
I was
us.
like, we have new employees starting, and I felt like the best use of me is not in an office away from people. And so
We agree.
I moved back,
Yeah.
and I absolutely love it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, I feel like I need to be as ingrained in my team as possible for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes me a better leader, helps the team, and
Yeah.
I think if people
It's
like,
helpful.
yeah, I think if people
It's
see
nice just having you there to be like, I can walk up, Roger, I have a
Yeah.
question. I mean, if, you know, I can Teams you too, but it is nice just having you right there
Yeah, so-
and available. What's your training style? How are you training the new LOs?
I like to give constructive, honest feedback as much as possible. I like to allow. Like, if I hear somebody on a phone call making a mistake, I like to allow it to happen a lot of times. And then when they get off, I like to say, "Hey, this is where you went wrong here. This is where you can fix it next time."
Yeah, it's like real
I'm not-
time.
Yeah, I like to give very constructive feedback. Often it's maybe a little too blunt, but I also like to beat around the bush a whole lot.
Do you think you've ever made an employee cry?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, you have.
You?
Not me, no.
I try to be kind.
Yeah,
I try to be
of
empathetic. But we also have a job to do and a company to build, and we have to make money. And I try to be very honest. And you know, like, it's like the carrot and stick thing. If I gave you this stick, then like I like to give you the carrot later. Like, hey, like, you fixed it. You've done great. I really appreciate you taking heed to my advice. And I think that's a good way to train people. But the thing about it is, like, everybody needs something different. You know, like,
Yeah,
you.
I'm very different.
You need.
Oh God, what do I need?
You need affirmation, right? Like, you need, in a good way, like.
It's so true.
Like, maybe that's your love language, right? Like
Literally,
like if I
tell me I'm doing a good job.
Like, if you did something wrong, and I came hard at you, you would not respond well to it, right? Like,
correct.
But there's other people that need that. Some people need, like, managing people is like
That's so funny.
80% psychology.
It's
maybe 90.
I was gonna say I think it's closer to 90.
Maybe higher. It's like every employee here, Sierra needs something different than you, and you need something
Yeah.
different than Ben. Like, Ben doesn't really need anything.
Yeah.
Like,
He's better when your hands off.
he needs hands off, and some people need a lot more affirmation, a lot more, and you have to just really figure out
Yeah.
what everybody needs. Like, there's some things we have to do at a global level where, like, hey, we're doing this, love it or leave it, and then some things on an individual level, you have to really consider how that person reacts.
Yeah, what they're learning.
What is their love language? And, like, all that stuff.
Literally, what's their learning
Yeah,
style?
what's their learning style?
So,
like, everybody needs something.
But you're one person though, and like we're growing. We have what 26-ish LOs, something like that.
Yeah, 25, 26. Right?
Like, do you think that you actually know everyone's learning style? There's no way.
Pretty close.
Really?
Yeah. I've worked with you guys for years.
I know,
Years.
but I mean, I guess that's what makes like a good
But
leader.
maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody here, I'm doing it the way I think I need to do it. Maybe they want something totally different, you know? But the good news is most people will tell me, like people are not also, most people aren't afraid to tell me like, hey.
Well,
like,
I think you don't realize that you are probably more intimidating than you think.
That's the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah, like.
Like I found out the other day that one of my employees was potentially afraid of me, and I'm like, what? Because I'm not like that. Like I'm actually like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Like when I won't put up with a lot of shit, but like
Of course, and like I can vouch for that, but you have to understand someone coming in, they're new, they don't know you like that, they don't understand the dynamic, they haven't been around for a long time. You're the CEO, you're the president, you're the sales guy, you're over here. Of course you're intimidating.
I've had to come to grips with that. I think somebody had to tell me like, hey, just to let you know, like
people are scared.
Like people are scared. I was like, who is afraid of me? Like I'm not really like a mean person. But then I was like, maybe am I being mean? Like am I an asshole?
No, you're just the boss. You're someone's boss, and people don't love confrontation. People people get nervous in those situations. So then what if you don't know someone's learning style and you're doing it wrong and they don't feel comfortable coming to you? We got to figure that out.
I mean,
it's like an active question.
I don't know. I mean, like when somebody starts, should I just like have like, what's your love language? Like, how do you like to be treated? Like,
Yeah, we should do.
Because you just have to try to get as much right as possible based upon the knowledge that you have for any given person.
Yeah.
Like I've known you for 7 years. I've known Ben for 7 years. I know Jay for almost 8. Like, I know how they like to be treated, right? But now I have new people. And so I have to try to figure out over time, like, what do they react best to?
Well, that's also building culture. That's when we do fun events. We do trips. We do happy hours. Like, that's when you're going to get to know somebody on a more personal level. The walls are going to come down a little bit. They're going to feel more comfortable around you. So I think we have a very strong culture, which is why you feel so confident in the relationship you have with training people.
That's why I sit out there, because I sit out there, I can really learn. I can understand what their wants and needs are.
Exactly.
And like what they respond to the best and what they don't respond to well at all.
So imagine a boss that is in like a closed door office or isn't in the building. There's no way that they're able to like relate to their team.
And they may not care.
And they probably don't care. I feel like you've been doing a lot of emails lately, like training emails to us. Is that new?
Yeah.
Yeah. What sparked that?
Because you guys hate sales meetings.
Fair enough.
Like in my interviewer meeting every year, I'm like, what don't you like about this year? Sales meetings. I'm like, all right, well, I'll send a fucking email you won't read.
No, we read them.
Oh my God, nobody reads them. You may.
What?
Oh, I'll send an email. How many times have I sent an email? Somebody will get on Teams and ask a question.
And ask a question. That's so
post the
annoying.
email and I'm like, I sent this email like 5
I know,
days
isn't that
ago.
annoying? And you just want to like at them and take a screenshot and highlight
That's what
where
I
you
do.
said it. Yeah.
I do that. I'm like, hey,
So
this
do
is the
I.
email I sent. I'm going to forward it to you. I don't know why you didn't read it. Reducing things to writing is usually good because there's a record of it happening and you can read it, you can refer back to it. People don't love sales meetings because I don't think we really need many of them. For a while there, we pushed it, right? It was like every week, sales. I get to see people walking in like eyes rolled, I probably swung the pendulum a little too far on that one.
No, it's okay. Now
do you want more sales meetings?
Well, we do a Monday morning meeting in the morning, talk through the week, you give an update, that's that. And then I actually like not having a structured sales meeting that's once a week or once a month. I like not having it on the calendar. I rather it be like, hey, rates just dropped. We're putting out a blast email for HELOCs. Let's do a quick 30-minute sales meeting. Because then that feels like, okay, that's a valuable use of my time. This is happening in real time. Let's talk about it.
So you want more. You want some.
I want them when they're relevant and something's happening.
Yeah.
I don't want just a random one. Like, this week we're talking about how to win over clients.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, something random.
Like you're doing meetings to do meetings, which is like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Is there anybody, so you, even though you don't love authority, you still need to learn, right? Because you're always like succeeding, failing, learning, pivoting. Who is mentoring you? Do you have a life coach? Like, who do you lean on? Anybody?
No.
Wow. Do you think that's good or bad?
I don't know. I've met with a few coaches over the last couple of years. I just didn't feel like our business is so unique.
Yeah.
Like how we do it and like what my plans are and who I work with, that I don't find that anybody understands it well enough to give me the strategy that I want. And I don't really need a strategy. Like I pretty much know where this company is supposed to go.
Okay.
And I don't have The other night I watched like I love Steve Jobs, Jensen Young from NVIDIA. Like I'll watch like their speeches and stuff.
Yes, that's where you're getting your inspiration from. That counts.
It does.
Yeah.
The other night, me and Otter I was watching like the Steve Jobs Stanford commencement speech. Right. Yeah. Awesome. If you haven't listened to it, it's fucking.
I haven't in a long time, but I have.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I just listen to those things. I read a lot of books. Well, I listen to on Audible. I just try to take a little snippet here and a little snippet there, and I figure out if these people built great companies that exist today, that I can learn a lot from them. But I don't think there's an individual out there.
No, that's
I'd wanna
actually
talk
perfect.
to that would really move the needle for me.
That's great. Okay, I need to ask the hard question. What is your beef with working from home?
Because people don't work from home.
Okay, but
we can easily go back to COVID.
Yeah, and people were working from home during COVID.
Oh my God, you see some on Instagram.
And we had some of the best years.
They'd be sitting out front in a baby pool drinking margaritas. I'm like, we are getting back to the office. I think that maybe 10% of people, if not less, function as well at home. And you cannot have a culture, you can't sell me that you can build a lasting, great culture if everybody works from home.
You're correct. I cannot sell you on that.
And salespeople
but we
suck
had
at home.
Amazing months, years working from home.
We were only home for what? 8 weeks? March 16th through May 8th? March 16th through May 8th.
Roger
I know the dates.
Forced us in office when we legally probably shouldn't have been in office.
That's not true though. People were begging to come back. They were begging because...
Who was begging?
So remember I did it in 3 waves? But back then everybody's just doing shit just like...
I kind of don't remember that,
So like back in COVID, like, people would be like, we're just gonna like do this because it shows that we're doing something like 6 feet away. Like there's no science around anything, but like they were like, I was like, I'm gonna bring everybody back in thirds. I don't even know why.
I know.
Like maybe that was like good or bad.
No sense.
And the first third I brought back was probably mostly salespeople, but the people that were in part of the second and third thirds were like, dude, can I come back like as part of the first? Like, and nobody wanted to work at home.
Yeah.
I mean, some people may have.
No, I'm half joking. I just do we want to tell the story about how you learned what WFH stood for?
Do you want to tell it? Why don't you tell it? You tell the story.
All right. I'll make it quick. Long story short, it was Christmas time. Me and my cousin.
What year was this? This is way before COVID.
This was 2018. I was 2 months into the job.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, I started in October.
This is bad.
This was Christmas time. This was like early December. So I was new. He was intimidating, to my point. You were intimidating. I didn't know you yet. Me and my cousin were being stupid. I'm holding up a wooden cutting board. Picture a wooden cutting board. It's exactly what you're thinking of. I'm holding it up. He was gonna karate chop it. It's very classic for me and my cousin. It's what we do. So he was gonna karate chop it. Ha ha ha. Everyone's watching and recording. It's actually kind of a crazy video, but I'm holding it like this, and I kept pushing it down. He kept putting it up, and I'm like, Zach, no, it's gonna hit me in the face. Zach, no, it's gonna hit me in the face. I'm holding it as hard as he could. I'll show you the video after. I've never showed it to you. He hits this.
He had one of these guys.
He did this, like this as hard as he could, and the piece of wood went directly into my face, okay? My tooth went through my lip. I'm going like this. Everyone around me thinks I'm kidding. They think I'm fucking around. They're all laughing, ha ha ha. And I didn't even cry. I was standing there in shock, and I'm like, I think I just lost my teeth. Like in my head, I just remember being like, I just lost all my teeth. And they only started believing me. Probably like 10 seconds went by. They're all laughing. They start seeing blood dripping all over the floor, and they're like, oh shit, she's not kidding. I go in the bathroom. I have everyone behind me. It's like my family, friends. Again, it was Christmas. And I'm like, my eyes are closed. I'm like, I think I lost my tooth. I think I lost my tooth. Teeth. And they're just like, open your mouth, open your mouth, open your mouth. I opened my mouth. Didn't lose any teeth, thank God, but whatever. My tooth went through my lip. It was a mess. It was a disaster. Probably should have got stitches. I didn't want to go to the ER for Christmas, so I didn't. So, as you can imagine, so I wake up in the morning. I can't even talk. My lip is so big. I can't speak. I look horrible, and I actually like can't talk like on a phone. So I text Roger, and I say, I might have even sent you the video. I sent you a picture. I know I sent you a picture.
No, you didn't. No.
Yes. Oh, I didn't send you a picture.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. I take that back because you didn't see me till in person.
Yeah,
so I texted you and I said, Roger, this just happened. Like, there's no way I can come to work. I'm gonna WFH tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Do we agree that that's what I said?
I
Yes.
think I wasn't sure what had happened. I'm gonna find this text. Was that your old number or your new number?
I don't know.
I'm finding it.
So I said that, and then he said, okay, sounds good, or something like that. Okay, so I go to bed, I wake up in the morning, I'm getting ready to like work from home. All this, I'm not in the office at 8:30. He says something to Lindsay, where's Brittany? Brittany's like, or Lindsay was like, I don't know, I'm like, text her. So Lindsay reaches out to me, hey, Roger's pissed. He's wondering where you are. I'm like, what do you mean? I told him I'm working from home. So I start freaking out. She's like, he's pissed. He wants you in the office. Why are you late? Why are you not here? Like, you were so upset. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm so scared. Mind you, I look crazy. I don't know. I threw on like quick clothes. I walk into the office because of course I'm going to go to my job. I'm not trying to get fired. I walk up to Roger's desk. Pretty sure I had tears in my eyes and my lip.
It was like a softball connected to her bottom lip. And I was like, what the fuck happened? Why are you here right now?
And I just looked at him and I go, I told you. I couldn't even talk. And I was like, I told you. And I said I was going to work from home. And you were like, no, you didn't. I was like, yes, I did. And I pulled up the text. We're looking at the text together. And you're like, you didn't tell me that. I go, Roger, yes, I did. We're going back and forth. And I go, do you not know what WFH stands for?
I didn't.
And you go, no, I don't. I didn't know what that stood for. I'm like, Roger, WFH is work from home. How do you not know that?
And I was like, go home.
Yeah, and then he sent me home.
Yeah, I was like,
And you were like, wow, okay, well, now I know, please go home. I'm like, thank you. And then I went home. And now you will never, ever forget.
and I still hate work from home.
You still hate work from home, but no.
I'm a little embarrassed about that story.
I know, it's a
feel
funny
bad.
one.
I think I'm blushing.
No,
but-
it's a funny one. It's a funny one. Okay, back to culture real quick because this is really funny
Yeah,
and I want to
yeah.
pull it up. So let's talk about outfits and clothes. So when you guys started the company, didn't you dress up or like dress nice?
Business casual.
Business casual, right?
Yes. Slacks, button-ups, nice shoes.
So what are your nice shoes is important.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on dressing to impress or dressing comfortably when you're not client facing? That's important.
One day it was hot outside and Jay and I were like, let's just wear shorts. And so we wore shorts and we looked at each other and basically were like, we're never dressing up again. Because like for a long time, I felt like it was possible that if you dressed well, you worked better. I don't know why I thought this. I don't know what.
It's a common
I don't know what
thing
I like.
that's
Even
fed
like
to
even when
us.
I owned my last company, we would do a casual Friday, and everybody wore jeans, and I would still wear like dress slacks. Like I had all kinds of dress clothes, like nice shoes, like loafers and shit. And then we just started dressing like I am right now, and I'm like, come to find out, it didn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Come
like,
to find
okay,
out,
like,
I'm
why
still
did I
gonna-
ever do this? And I just think people should just dress comfortably, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I call it like stylishly casual. Like if you wear shitty shoes to work, like it drives me fucking crazy, super crazy. Like
That's your biggest thing is shoes.
don't wear like shitty shoes,
Yeah.
But like I think you could dress like me, like right now. Like I think, and I don't think it impacts your work at all.
Agreed.
Even if a customer comes
Okay.
right now, I would still wear this.
Roger, I need to pull this up. Do you remember this conversation? It's so funny. Okay. This is you to Vance.
What is it?
Okay. Roger, this is you messaging him on Teams. Can you do me a big favor? Vance, depends how big, LOL. Roger, quit wearing basketball shorts to work. Vance, sad face, yes. Roger, you're my number one producer. Spend 1K at Lulu. I can send you with Carol. Or jogging pants. My new guys down here are dressing like effing hobos. And you actually did F-ing, effing hobos. And I just think that's so
How did you
funny.
get that?
Vance had it. Vance had it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Big Lulu guy these days. Okay, all right. Back to business real quick, and then we're actually wrapping up. So walk us through the growth of Loan Pronto's numbers over the years, like volume-wise, employee-wise. Give us like a little quick summary.
Yeah, volume-wise, so
Of the growth.
Yeah, so 17, we closed some loans in 17 actually, and then 18, I think we probably did like 60 million. I lost money that year because I was building a company, adding people, just doing it. I mean, if you start a company, like, you're probably not going to make money in the first 18 months unless you just have, like, I don't know, like some miraculous idea. I don't know. It's just very rare. So I didn't really expect to make any money that first in 17 or 18. Then 19, I think we did like 300 or 400 million.
Okay.
And then 20, we did 720. And then 21, we did 1.4 billion.
It's crazy.
Then 22, we did 700. And 23, 450 maybe? 400 million. Last year, what, 620 million?
Do you know where we're at all time? Because I have it right here.
What would that be, like 3.5 billion or something?
No, more.
What is it?
Guess. I want to see how close you are. So the volume we've done year to date, or not year to date.
From the beginning
From the very beginning to today.
3.9?
No.
More?
4.9.
4.9
4 billion 916 million 620,618.
I love that.
Woo! That's $1 million more than you thought, Roger. It's a big difference than what you thought.
Yeah. I don't think I ever looked at that.
Yeah, well, now you know.
How'd you know?
I got it from Jay.
Maybe one day we'll do that in a year.
Yeah, maybe. All right, I just lost my place now. Hold on, because we're almost done. So besides marketing and payroll, what are your highest expenses?
Marketing, payroll, credit reports.
Credit reports.
That's like 600,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's why I was bitching you guys about credit reports. I'm like, you don't understand the credit report. Rent, and then like below rent would be like just our technology stack. Like we spend probably $30,000 a month between like Salesforce and all that stuff. Like all that stuff's like probably $30,000 a month.
Okay.
Take.
Interesting.
It's expensive.
I think I actually lost the card, but it's fine.
It's on the floor.
What was the first major goal that you set that you actually remember hitting? And did you celebrate it?
Yeah, we went on a company trip. 12 million, remember? That was our first trip to Charleston.
For a month we had to do 12 million?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that was
what
our
wild time.
first goal.
So you said if we hit 12 million this month, we'll take a trip.
Yeah, and I think I did like 4. I was like, I want to go to this fucking trip.
You did 11 million of the 12.
Yeah. That was a big goal. And then in 21, I sent out, because I send an annual letter out every single year.
Yep.
And I said I want to do $1 billion this year. In 21, and we did $1.4 billion.
Wow. Congrats. That's
That was
amazing.
my favorite goal we had.
Yeah.
Because we crushed it.
Yeah. And billion's just cool.
It sounded cool.
Like billion with a B, Okay, so with more success comes more pressure because inevitably you have more to lose, right? So like, how do you deal as a business owner with the overwhelm of the pressure? And like, what keeps you up at night that's like business related?
I probably don't get as stressed as what you think.
Really?
Nah.
How, like, is it just a personality thing?
I don't know. I just feel like somebody asked me this the other day, like, what gets you stressed out? And man, it's really hard to explain. I just am pretty good under pressure.
Okay.
But like, what keeps me up at night? Like, the shit that happened last week, that almost stressed me out. But like I would say, to answer your question, if you think about like 23, right? That was a terrible year.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was really happy. I mean, we tried to be happy, and I think we made the best we possibly could out of it. Like, we really, really tried our hardest. And some people may not believe me when I say this, like, my employees' happipiness kept me up at night. Like, how?
Oh, really?
100%.
Were you scared that people were going to quit?
I was yeah. I mean, I was, I thought maybe some people wouldn't believe in our path or me, or just wanted to get out of the market.
Yeah.
New job, new industry.
Yeah.
And, like personally, like I knew I could weather the storm, but knowing that my employees were like unhappy, bummed, reconsidering their jobs, I struggled with. I I definitely struggle with that. That was the one thing I struggled with. Like being in the office and like seeing people like twiddle their fingers, bored, like that took a toll on me for sure.
Do you have any like tips of how you got through that, or you just dealt?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think, Brittany, I think we all got through it together. I mean, I really think we did. Like, if you really look back at like late 22 through 23, like, you know, I think we all did it together. Like, everybody just decided that we were going to stay here, and that's why I didn't lay anybody off. Like, I could have laid off a lot of people back then.
Yeah.
But I knew that would really destroy our company.
It
would destroy it. And I felt like I knew that I was going to be losing money. And for me, it was like, okay, well, I could lose less money if I let people go. But then I looked around, I was like,
it's kind of all we had was each other.
I looked around, I was like, I don't think this is going to last forever. Like, I really, really don't. I think it's going to be like a year or two. But man, if the market comes back and like I'm missing you and you and you, like how do I replace you?
Yeah.
Like maybe I saved like $80,000 getting rid of you, but then if the market comes back, how much money am I going to lose by not having you around? And so, and I also just really like you. Like, I really like the people I work with. So for me, it was like, I just need to eat shit and just,
which a lot of business owners wouldn't do. So kudos to you.
I don't have that I'm just not that cutthroat. You know, I just, I mean, we made a lot of money in those years. And for me to like, the second we start losing money, to start getting rid of people that made us all money, I just doesn't fit within my values at all, and it just didn't really cross my mind a whole lot.
And you saved you were good with your money, right? Do you have someone managing your money?
Yeah.
Or do you kind of just like spend freely?
Like I have like
a personal account versus like
I have like a Schwab account where I have like all my investments and my stocks and my all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And
do you have to budget? Like, what do rich people do? Do you budget? Literally, like, do you? Yeah, of course not. What did you wear today? Okay, Raj, what's the most expensive thing you've ever bought besides a house?
A watch.
And did you wear it today?
That's not the most expensive one.
What's your most expensive one?
$28,000.
Oh, a $28,000 Rolly, right?
Yeah.
Rolly.
I am not. Like, I am smart with money though.
Yes,
like, I will not waste money, but I will do things I enjoy doing. Like if I go out to dinner, like I'm not looking at the bill. I'm signing it. I'm paying 25% tip. Like I try to enjoy things, but like I don't like being fucked. Like I don't like going somewhere and like getting ripped off with shitty food. Like I'm weirdly like cheap in some weird areas. Like my kids think I'm broke. Like the other day my kid was like, "Why are we so broke?" I'm like, "That's exactly what I want you to think about. I want you to think."
He said that?
Yeah, because I don't want to have spoiled ass kids. You know, like you don't want to like raise your kids to be like entitled and spoiled little assholes. You know, so like I definitely like they don't have the nicest clothes. Like they don't have like we don't buy them new shoes all the time. Like. And I don't think you should. I think a lot of people make a mistake and like you give your kids everything you want because you can afford it.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like I don't want an asshole. Like, I don't want like a spoiled brat. So like I have like I'm not like going through my budget every single month, but you know
I get it. Also, you have to enjoy your life. Like that's enjoying the success. You must. You have to celebrate it and you have to enjoy it. Or else, what's the point?
Like when I buy like a really nice watch or something, that would have been because I had a goal. Right, so I probably like set a goal of like 120 million that month, and we hit it. I was like, I'm buying it, you know, like so.
Love. Will you buy your kids cars when they turn 16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you?
If I can, yeah.
Do you have a budget?
Not really, no. I don't really have a budget, but like
Do you know anybody with a budget?
Yeah, I have friends that like after the weekend they'll look and be like, oh, I spent X amount of dollars, and I'm like,
is it because they like?
I think
they have like a bank account they're worried about, or they're just like cheap?
No, they have like a bank account they're worried about.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing. Like, don't take financial advice from me, okay? Like,
not a financial advice podcast.
Like, I am not your guy to take financial advice from. I understand it, but like, I'm just probably not your guy.
All right, so we're coming to the end here. So what are your goals for the company in the next, like short-term goals in the next like 1 to 2 years?
I want to do, that's a good question. I honestly don't set a ton of goals, you know, but I want to get to 700 million this year.
Okay.
Which
where are we at? We just wrapped up.
Mid 450-ish or so. But I think we could probably, like, my goal is to do 300 million by the end of the year. I think we can probably get there with the rates like they are. I want to add some more salespeople.
Okay.
And that's like my main goal. Like I struggle with like 2, 3, 4 year goals.
Yeah, I know, me too. That's why I asked short term, because like I don't like being asked like
I don't
what's
know
my
what
long
next
term
year
goal.
looks like. I have no
Right.
clue. Like I don't want to set like unreasonable goals for me or the team, because if you don't hit goals, you're like, we missed it. Like this year, I think our company goal is like 700, right? Because I thought that was a reasonable number to get to.
Yeah.
My long term goal for the company, it has nothing to do with money or like head count. Like I want our brand to be recognized everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. Like I put it on LinkedIn.
good goal.
If I wear like a Loan Pronto hat or a Loan Pronto t-shirt and I'm in Portland, Maine at a hotel, I want one person.
Portland, Maine.
Random place, right?
Yeah.
Like I want one person to see that and be like, I've heard that company, I've seen them, and I think that if I can hit that goal, the company will be what I envision it to be.
Love. Okay. So we're going to wrap up with mortgage facts and things to know, because you're a mortgage expert, okay? So we need to take advantage of your knowledge while we're here. So we have a jobs report coming out next week. Can you explain, this is for the common person that doesn't know shit.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
What is a jobs report? Why do we want it to come in high, to come in low? What are the feds doing? Like, what's going on with mortgage rates right now?
Okay, so every month, the first Friday,
Okay.
the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports how much hiring happened in the country the previous month. So September 5th, is it maybe, will be August jobs, right? And they report that, and they have an estimate of what they thought it would be. And if an estimate comes in high, that means more people got hired. And if it comes in low, it means probably people got fired. Mortgage rates care about it because mortgage rates drop when the economy goes bad, right? And I always say, like, we live in this perverse world where we like economic chaos. Like, it's really bad. Like, we shouldn't be rooting for people to be losing their jobs, right?
Right.
But so if it comes in low, that means that essentially the economy is slowing down. And when the economy slows down, it means less people are spending money. If less people are spending money, it means that it prices won't keep going up with inflation, right? Mm-hmm. And so that what matters, right?
Okay.
Inflation and job growth. And when those things slow down, job growth declines, it means inflation is not going to tick up, and it means the Federal Reserve can probably start loosening their rates, right?
Okay.
And so most people think that the Federal Reserve, when they drop rates, mortgage rates drop, but in reality, mortgage rates are dropping because of things that the Federal are going to cause the Federal Reserve to drop rates impact mortgage rates as well, right? So like the fact that job growth is slowing, inflation may be slowing, that means that mortgage rates are going to drop. Mm-hmm. And then because of that, those facts, the Federal Reserve will drop rates.
So
they're loosely correlated.
Correlation, not causation.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is.
That is right.
Yep.
And so right now, we've seen like the reason that the reason that rates have dropped the last couple of months is because the jobs numbers have sucked, right? Like we found out that we've only averaged 35,000 jobs per month over the last 3 months, which is super, super low. And inflation's been easing as well, right? And so that means that the Federal Reserve is probably going to start dropping rates. And because they're going to be dropping rates, the things that are causing those rates to drop are pushing mortgage rates down as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a couple scenarios and you tell me your advice as a mortgage expert, okay? Yeah. Someone is ready to refi or do something, but they're waiting on rates to drop.
Don't.
Why?
Because we don't know if they're going to. Like if you think about, right, like the last couple of years, rates have dropped like 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody wants to wait. They want to wait, and like the windows of opportunity are so short. Yep. And if you can lock in something now that you like, that can save you money, the cost makes sense, then you should not wait for something that you cannot guarantee, right? And so if you can save money now and you get a good cost to do it, refinance. You can always refinance again, right? But if you think about last September when rates dropped and nobody refinanced, those people lost $5,000-$10,000 of savings, and they still can't refinance, right? Yeah. So you can't time the market perfectly. It's like buying a share of stock, right? Like mortgage rates trade the same exact way, and if you wait for it to go to where you want it to go, it may never get there. So if you like what you got, I say absolutely pull the trigger.
Okay. First-time home buyer. They have money for a down payment, so they can get into the house. They don't feel comfortable with the current rate and payment long term. They can do it short term, but they're also very nervous to bank on refinancing. What do you have to say to a first-time home buyer in that position?
I think that a first-time home buyer should plan that payment will like maybe never change. And
What do you mean by that?
Well, like you should not buy a house under the assumption that you're gonna be able to refinance.
So the answer actually is don't buy the house then.
Fact.
Got it.
Fact.
Okay.
Because what if rates don't drop?
Right.
Like people that do this 3-2-1 buy
I
downs,
agree.
like what are you gonna do in 2 years when the rates go up? Like,
Yeah.
and you can't refinance. You should always buy a house assuming that your payment will never go down. In fact, you should say it might go up over time because of taxes
It will
and insurance.
because of taxes and
Yeah,
insurance.
so like if you can't afford the payment now, you're just gonna struggle for a year and hope rates drop.
Yeah. It's better to rent.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone that needs to consolidate debt, so they are going to pay off debt, they're going to save money, but they're going to take a much higher interest rate. Maybe they're going from a 3% to a 6.5%. When does it make sense to take the higher rate?
Often. I guess it depends on how much money you can save. I mean, it depends on how much money you have. Like if you're broke, you're living like month to month, you have no savings, nothing out there, and like you can save $500 a month, like your first mortgage rate is irrelevant. However, only if you think you can quit spending like that.
Yep.
And I don't think very many people can do that.
Exactly. You need to be ready to change your lifestyle.
Yeah, like if you refinance,
because now you're like, oh, I got $500. Oh, it's just $500 then.
Well, then you also got your credit cards that now are completely free, like they're wide open.
Yeah.
You know? And then like the next thing you do is like,
Yeah,
well,
that's so true.
maybe we'll take that trip to Disney, but just this one time. You know, like, we're not gonna do it again. That's a super slippery slope, right? How
Oh,
many
yeah.
people have we done a loan
Oh,
for?
yeah.
They come back a year later, you're like, John, like what the fuck happened? Like we spent out $50,000 in credit card debt, and you got $50,000 more. Like it will help them, right? Like our job is to help our clients.
Yes.
Like I'm not their financial advisor, but if you can't change your life and change the way you're spending and just make fundamental, different decisions, I don't know if you should refinance. We'll
Yep.
do it for you.
Yeah.
But like, can you change your life?
Yep,
Like
exactly.
very hard to change your life.
I agree. When does a HELOC or HELoan, so a home equity loan or home equity line of credit, make sense?
If you have a very low first mortgage rate and a small amount of credit cards to pay off, it probably makes more sense. Home improvement, it's going to make more sense. It depends how large it is. Like if you have a $400,000 mortgage at 3 and you only need $50,000, like you wouldn't push up $400,000 into a higher rate to only get 50. So it's really about the proportion of it to your first mortgage, what you're going to do with it, and like what kind of flexibility you need. But it makes sense for a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, especially really high credit people.
Okay, we are going to wrap with a fun question because that's what I always do on this podcast. So, who is the funniest employee?
Whew. I mean, you gotta. There's a few out
I'm
there.
actually
I mean,
kidding.
Kim-
That wasn't the question. I just want to see if you'd answer it.
I mean,
do you want to answer it?
Kimmy is a fucking
Yes.
character. And there's some people that are like really low key funny, you know.
Like me?
Like you crack me up. Who
I'm just
else
kidding.
is like just low key? Big Cuz out there, I think is super
Yeah.
funny. From what I heard she's hilarious, like in like a deadpan, dry type of way, like accidentally funny.
Okay, we'll go
There's some
with
funny
that.
people.
We'll go with
Yeah.
Kimmy. Okay, now my real fun question is, that really wasn't it. My real fun question is, if you could switch places with an animal for 24 hours, what animal would it be and why?
That is a fucking curveball.
I know. They're always tough. You can take your
Could
time.
it be a domesticated animal?
Yeah. Of course.
Probably my dog. I mean, like the easiest life in the world.
I probably would pick dog
I mean,
too.
he got groomed yesterday.
Gary.
He just lays around, does nothing. I mean, I
He's
feel
just
like
living
he
the
like
life.
has an absolute dream.
What kind of dog is he?
Australian Aussie Aussie Doodle? Australian Doodle, not an Aussie Doodle. It's different. He's a doodle from Australia. It makes no fucking sense. I've never figured it out. I've told people he's an Aussie Doodle. I was like, he's not an Aussie Doodle. He's an Australian Doodle.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So
over my head.
I think he speaks Australian. I might
He speaks Australian.
Yeah, he has an accent.
Maybe that's why he doesn't listen.
What would you do?
Oh God, you're not supposed to ask me.
Yeah.
I actually would probably pick a dog too. I'd do like a golden retriever, like a black lab, or like definitely a domesticated dog. They live the best lives.
Or like a cat. Like cats to me are like the coolest little
I know.
animals. Like little.
Wait, I'm surprised
they're-
you feel that way. People hate cats. I love cats.
They're so neat.
I
like,
know.
If you put like a cat, if you put two cats on an island, a male and a female, and you get another island and put two dogs on the island, if you came back in 10 years, there might not be a dog left, and that there'd be like an entire society with like a leader of cats and like sub-societies, like it would thrive. There would be an animal left on the fucking island. And like they're little warriors too, man. They're crazy.
Yeah, they are.
Like my best friend is a cat. I think it's his favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't hear that. He doesn't.
My dad has 2 cats.
Yeah.
All right, great answer. Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks.
Home with Friends.
Yeah.
I think that was great. Woo! Wrap. Done. Did you love
That
it?
was good. I did
I
good.
knew you were gonna say Gary.
He has a
I knew
great-
you were gonna say
He
Gary.
just stares at Audrey in the shower all day long.
Gary
like-
has